Fang Shu, watch out! Shen Buyu, having just time traveled back, I emptied out everything in her closet right in front of her. And while she looked calm on the outside, deep down she was thinking that she wouldn't even be able to live next door to me anymore. She was so heartbroken she was almost out of tears. In the original timeline, my dad knew Shen Buyu loved me, so he forced me to marry her. But I never gave her a single smile. I always thought she was entirely beneath me. After we got our marriage license, I couldn't even stand the sight of her. Until I ruined my own family's company. But I never, ever expected that in a life or death moment, Shen Buyu would actually sacrifice her own life to save mine. I finally woke up. I swore that in this life, I would love her with everything I have. I won't let her feel so worthless like she did in the original timeline. Thinking about this, I snapped out of my thoughts, only to find Shen Buyu staring blankly at me. What are you looking at? Aren't you supposed to be studying hard? Hurry up and study. Looking at her completely emptied closet, Shen Buyu didn't dare to speak up or ask any questions, and just obediently walked away. After casually sending her away with just a few words, I moved all of Shen Buyu's clothes and toiletries straight into my own room. I couldn't help but imagine, when she finds out tonight that she's sleeping in the same room as me. I wonder if she'll still be able to keep that calm look on her face. After spending some time tidying up the room, I grabbed a lunchbox and went to drop off some food for my dad. But the moment I stepped into his office, I heard my dad angrily scolding someone. I told you ages ago not to take on this project, but you just wouldn't listen. Now you're short on funds? Well, I don't have that much liquid cash laying around right now either. Aren't you just backing me into a corner here? Brother-in-law, you can't just leave me out to dry. My sister is gone, and you're the only real brother-in-law I have left. If you don't help me, and the debt collectors come knocking, aren't you basically forcing me to jump off a building? Hearing those words, it instantly hit me. This was the part in the original timeline where my uncle's cash flow completely dried up. And he needed a huge sum of money to turn things around. Back then, my dad refused to help, saying he didn't have enough liquid cash. But my uncle eventually came to me, claiming my dad was refusing to lend him the money on purpose. That he had zero regard for family ties, and he even told me to figure something out. He pressured me into forcing my dad to cough up the money to bail him out. And the worst part? I was stupid enough to actually do it. That caused the Fang Group's profits to totally tank later on. My dad was so stressed and overwhelmed during that time, that he even collapsed from exhaustion at the office. Meanwhile, my uncle's family used my dad's money to make a massive fortune and establish the Shaw Group. These bastards would bring up my late mother whenever they needed my help. And the second they didn't need me, they'd kick me to the curb. I remember when my dad got sick back then, I tried going to my uncle for help. But my uncle cried poor to me, an idiot that I was. I actually believed him. It wasn't until much later that I finally found out. The only reason the Shaw Group surpassed the Fang Group was because they never stopped sucking our family's company dry like parasites. Thinking about all this, I deliberately stepped back out. I waited until my uncle left before walking into the office. Dad, why all the heavy sighing? And why did you suddenly come to see me? What are you talking about? I know you haven't been eating properly. So, I brought you some lunch. But, well, you know I never visit without a hidden motive. Seeing me act like this, Dad's heart skipped a beat. Dad, why are you looking at me like that? Just hurry up and eat. Oh, Shu, why did you suddenly bring me food? Did your uncle say something to you? Did uncle need me for something? I had no idea. Why didn't he just call me? Oh, well, it's a good thing he didn't. But I actually do have a favor to ask. Oh, it's nothing major. I just found a really talented guy, and it'd be a total shame not to hire him. So I came all the way over here just to tell you. Geez, you scared me to death. I thought something terrible had happened. Just have him come over when he's ready. Thanks, Dad. You'll see my great eye for talent soon enough. An eye for talent? You actually have the nerve to bring that up? Tell me, what is so bad about Shen Buyu? Let me tell you, if I didn't want to keep such a catch in the family, I never would have let her marry you. Just look at the way you act. I seriously regret it now. She's perfect in every way. I was the one who was wrong before. I see things clearly now. Meanwhile, back at the house, while I was out dropping off the food, Shen Buyu spun her wheelchair around with an icy look on her face. She started checking the empty rooms in the villa one by one, looking for the new bedroom I had set up for her. But after looking everywhere, she couldn't find a single trace of her clothes. In the end, she had no choice but to go back to her room. She couldn't help but wonder where on earth I was planning to banish her to. Just as she was thinking about it, a short while later, she heard the sound of a car pulling up outside. In just a split second, she knew it was my car. So she hurried over to the window, desperate to catch a glimpse of me. Once I got back, I took the lunchbox straight into the kitchen. "Fang Shu, let mom wash that for you. Don't get your hands dirty. It's just a simple lunchbox. Your hands are precious too, you know." After I smiled and politely turned her down, I started thinking about hiring a maid for the house, just so she wouldn't have to work so hard. I also planned to take her to a beauty salon, to get some proper pampering and care. In the original storyline, I hated Shen Buyu, and by extension, I completely despised her mother too. But since my dad married her mom, I couldn't exactly kick them both out onto the street. So, I never showed her a shred of warmth. I ordered her around every chance I got, treating her just like a lowly servant. Looking back on it now, Dad was absolutely right. Growing up so incredibly spoiled, I really didn't even deserve to be called human. But thankfully, heaven actually gave me a second chance. And because of that, I was able to come back to this exact moment to make amends. But when I told her mom about my two ideas, she just listened and laughed it off with a polite smile. She clearly didn't take it seriously at all. Seeing this, I didn't say anything else. After washing my lunchbox, I went back to my room and started making plans for Shen's mother. Then, I remembered I had only taken 3 days off. I had to go back to school in a few days, so I quickly took out my textbooks to review. Now that I've traveled back in time, I'm ready to really buckle down and study finance. So I don't get scammed by anyone ever again. I was just so stupid in the original storyline. I just had to follow Lu Jiaoyao abroad. Just to be with her, I even majored in information technology. When we came back, I worked my heart out developing new software for Lu Jiaoyao's company. And what did she do? She turned right around and ran off with all of the Fang Group's money. Since I had already gone inside, she couldn't see me from her window anymore. So she just kept her head down, hesitating about whether or not to go downstairs. Finally, she decided to use getting a drink of water as an excuse to see what I was doing. But by the time she rolled her wheelchair downstairs, poured her water, and looked around, I was nowhere to be seen. Did he already go back upstairs? How did he disappear so fast? Thinking about this, Shen Buyu felt a little disappointed. She quietly finished her water, then purposely washed her cup again. She was dragging her feet on the way back upstairs when her mother walked over. "Why did you come down for water? Didn't mom just bring some up to you? I clearly remember telling you when I dropped it off. It was a huge pitcher. Did you really drink it all?" Shen Buyu froze, then she kept pushing her wheelchair. I forgot. It wasn't until Shen Buyu got back to her room, and glanced at the pitcher on her desk, that she finally realized what she'd done and covered her ears. She was absolutely dying of shyness, but before she could even calm down, she heard a noise at the door, and the very next second, I pushed the door open, walked in, and started rummaging through a pile of books. Right at that moment, I turned around, and caught Shen Buyu staring right at me. So, I leaned my face right in close to hers. "What are you looking at? Is there something written on my face?" Looking at my face suddenly zoomed in, Shen Buyu completely froze. A few seconds later, she felt like she could barely breathe. I clearly saw her ears turning bright red, so I deliberately teased her. "Shen Buyu, why are your ears so red?" As I said that, I reached out as if to pinch them. In a panic, Shen Buyu didn't even think and just grabbed my hand. But once she realized she had touched my hand, she panicked again and pushed it away. Completely flustered, she lowered her head and timidly apologized. "Fang Shu, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to touch you. I'm not mad." "What are you apologizing for?" Hearing this, Shen Buyu immediately looked up, but she didn't say a word. Seeing this, I was a bit confused. I waved my hand in front of her. "Why aren't you talking?" Shen Buyu finally seemed to snap out of it, and quickly pulled her hand back. I didn't pay much mind to her reaction. I just leaned down and planted a soft kiss on her forehead. "It's okay if you don't want to say it, but from now on, you can touch me whenever you want. You have my permission." After teasing Shen Buyu like that, I just grabbed my book and walked right out. Fang Xiaotao came running up on her stubby little legs, shouting that it was time to eat. Hearing her, I opened my bedroom door. scooped little Xiao Tao up in my arms, and went next door to call Shen Buyu. But when I pushed the door open, I realized Shen Buyu was still sitting there, in the exact same position as when I left her this afternoon. Did I actually break her brain with that kiss? I had no choice but to cover Xiao Tao's eyes with my hand, lean in, and give Shen Buyu another kiss. I looked at her with a smile. Are you back to reality yet? Time to eat. Shen Buyu finally seemed to snap out of her daze. Her eyes fluttered, and she gave a little nod. As we were heading downstairs, Xiao Tao looked up at me in total confusion. Big brother, why did you cover my eyes just now? I thought about it for a second, then lied straight to her face without missing a beat. Because I was about to turn on the light. When you're in the dark and the lights suddenly turn on, it can really hurt your eyes. I glanced back over my shoulder at Shen Buyu. Her face was still completely blank. Little did I know, though. The second I turned around, the corners of her lips curled up into a tiny smile. Once we got to the dining room, Xiao Tao washed her hands and came running right over. Big brother, can I sit next to you? Of course you can. I stood up, and lifted her into the chair right beside me. Such a smart little cookie. Now that you have your big brother, you've completely forgotten about your mom, dad, and big sister. Well, you three can just serve each other. I'm gonna serve my big brother. And big brother is gonna serve me. Saying that, Xiao Tao pushed her little bowl toward me, and pointed at the dishes in front of us. Big brother, I wanna eat this. I chuckled, and put a bite into her bowl. What else do you want? I want this one. Oh, and this one too. I did as I was told and piled her bowl high with all her favorites. Seeing this, Shen's mom just couldn't sit back and watch. She quickly stepped in. Hey now, stop filling her bowl. There's no way she can eat all that. Hearing this, Xiao Tao pouted. Yes I can, you just wait, I'm gonna eat every last bite. Shen's mom couldn't help but laugh. Alright then, once you finish all that, you can ask your big brother for more. Xiao Tao lowered her head with a grumpy little pout, and fiercely dug into her food. Watching her eat like that, I couldn't hold back a laugh. Little Xiao Tao really was too cute. Meanwhile, Shen Buyu was sitting quietly next to us, just eating. Lost in her own thoughts. Suddenly, Xiao Tao proudly lifted up her little bowl. I finished it all. I gently patted Xiao Tao on the head, and smiled, showering her with praise. Wow, you're amazing, Xiao Tao. You licked the bowl clean. You didn't even waste a single grain of rice. After dinner, Xiao Tao dragged out her little kindergarten books, eager to show off all her brilliant smarts to me. Look, big brother, look. I scored 100. Time flew by. It was soon Xiao Dao's bedtime, and Mother Shen came downstairs. Xiao Dao, it's time for your bath. Just let me play a little longer. Seeing that she wouldn't budge, Mother Shen finally let go. Who knew Fang Xiao Dao would suddenly dive right back into my arms? She looked up at me timidly. Big brother, are you going to change back tomorrow? My nose stung when I heard that. No wonder she had been clinging to me all night. She was terrified that the me of tomorrow would ignore her again. Of course not. Big brother will always play with you from now on. Hearing this, Fang Xiao Dao smiled brightly. Only then was she willing to leave with Mother Shen. After she left, I also went upstairs, but this was tough on Shen Buyu, who had been waiting in her room all this time. He had absolutely no idea where my new room was. After I finished my shower, I headed over to Shen Buyu's room, only to find her sitting there all alone in her wheelchair. Seeing this, my heart ached a little. I walked in, and wrapped my arms around her from behind. Fang Shu, let go of me. I leaned in close to her ear. And what if I don't? Without waiting for Shen Buyu to answer, I let her go and pushed her wheelchair to the new room. From now on, this is your room too. Mine? That's right, from now on, this is our shared room. With that said, I wheeled her into the bathroom so she could wash up. After pushing her in, for some reason, I suddenly felt a thrill of excitement. And a bit restless, too. In the original storyline, when Lu Jiaoyao was with me, we only ever held hands. I used to think she was just cherishing our relationship, and that was why she acted that way. It was only later that I finally woke up. It was all just my wishful thinking. From beginning to end, the only person she truly loved was in Lan. This time, I'm definitely going to make sure those two are locked together forever, so they can't come and ruin my life again. My thoughts trailed off, and I glanced toward the bathroom, realizing there was no sound of running water. Shen Buyu, are you alright? What's taking so long? I'll be done in a second. It wasn't long before the bathroom door opened. Shen Buyu wheeled herself out, Why did you come out without drying your hair? Shen Buyu stammered, clearly not knowing what to say. Seeing this, I let out a sigh and had to get up to grab a towel. I wheeled her over to the vanity and used the hairdryer to dry her hair. After I finished drying her hair, I pushed her over to the side of the bed. By the time I took my own shower and climbed into bed, Shen Buyu was already lying down. She kept her distance from me. The next day, when I opened my eyes again, Shen Buyu happened to open hers at the exact same moment. And somehow, without either of us knowing when it happened, we were wrapped in each other's arms. When did you wake up? Just now, Shen Buyu answered me simply. I've noticed that this woman, Shen Buyu, is actually pretty reserved. Our conversations are just simple Q and As. She treats every single word like gold. That just made me want to tease her a little. So, I leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. Seeing the tips of her ears turn bright red, I couldn't help but smile. After taking my time getting out of bed, I pushed Shen Buyu downstairs. Everyone was just starting breakfast. When Fang Xiaodao saw me, she jumped up happily and waved at me. Big brother, come sit over here. I just smiled and pushed Shen Buyu over to the table. I took the seat next to Xiaodao. Just as we were about to finish breakfast, she suddenly spoke up. Big brother, you should divorce big sister and marry me instead. Hearing that, I was totally caught off guard. What kind of weird idea was that? I looked at her, completely puzzled. Why do you want to marry me? Xiaodao looked right into my eyes. Because I want to sleep next to you. Big sister only gets to sleep with you because she married you. My dad, who was drinking his milk, choked violently. He clearly didn't expect that Shen Buyu and I had actually slept in the same bed last night. I just face-palmed. Why on earth did I ask Xiaodao a question like that? She's just a kid, she doesn't understand what that means. I completely missed the little smile Shen Buyu gave when she sneaked a glance at me. All I heard was my dad interrupting Xiaodao. Just, hurry up and eat. You don't want to be late for school. Xiaodao pouted in frustration. I chuckled and patted her head. Don't worry, big brother will drop you off at school later. Xiaodao's face instantly lit up. Yay. After dropping my sister off, I went home and took Shen Buyu's mom out for a spa day. She didn't really want to go at first, but I insisted on dragging her out. Mom, how was it? Felt good, right? I went ahead and got you a VIP membership card. I've already loaded it with credit. Come here to pamper yourself whenever you have the time. Oh, stop wasting your money on me. I'm too old for all this. I don't need any of this. Even though she was complaining, she was secretly thrilled. I found a massage chair and sat down. While waiting for her, I couldn't help but feel incredibly relaxed. It feels so damn good to be reborn. This time, I'm going to actually enjoy my life. Stay far away from the human trash, protect my family, and get my revenge. Meanwhile, inside a bubble tea shop, Lan was busy sweet-talking a girl. You know how things are with my family. My dad's company relies entirely on my uncle. Fang Shu is absolutely obsessed with you. So please, just help me distract him. If he gets upset and complains to my uncle, my dad's business will be completely ruined. And Lan kept badmouthing me, painting himself as some innocent victim being bullied. Lu Jiao fell right for it. Her heart swelled with an urge to protect him, leaving her with nothing but sheer disgust for me. Looking completely heartbroken, she gently held his hand. Okay, fine, I'll help you out, just this once. I can go see him. But I won't accept him, you know that. You're the only one in my heart. And Lan feigned joy. Thank you. After calming Lu Jiao down, he used her phone to send Fang Shu a message. Fang Shu, let's meet on Saturday. At that moment, I was helping out in the kitchen, leaving my phone on the living room coffee table. Right then, my phone chimed, and the screen lit up. Shen Buyu casually glanced over and saw the message from Lu Jiao. Her expression instantly darkened. I finished setting the table for her mom, and went to the living room to call Shen Buyu for dinner. I was about to push her wheelchair, but she brushed me off. Don't push me, I can do it myself. Hearing that, I figured her pride was acting up, so I let go. Still, I followed quietly behind her. Once at the dining table, her mom happily showed off the dishes I made. It was my first time cooking, so I looked at Shen Buyu with a bit of anticipation. It's my first time cooking. Mom guided me through it, but it still might not taste great. Don't force yourself to eat it if it's bad. Shen Buyu didn't say a word. She just picked up her chopsticks. With just one bite, I saw a shift in her eyes that she couldn't hide. Before long, The food I made was completely wiped out. Seeing that made me pretty happy. Guess it was delicious after all. After dinner, her mom shooed me out of the kitchen, so I headed upstairs with Shen Buyu. I went back to my room, but Shen Buyu went into her old bedroom instead. At first, I didn't think much of it, thinking she just wanted to study, but when I saw the text on my phone, it instantly clicked. Shen Buyu had seen it, and she completely misunderstood. Anxious, I sat up from my bed. My wife was jealous. I needed to go coax her. I pushed her door open. Just as I thought, she wasn't studying. She was just sitting at her computer desk, staring blankly. I walked straight over, and pushed her wheelchair back to our room. Once we were inside, Shen Buyu kept a sullen face. I have things to do. Why did you bring me back here? Not taking no for an answer. I scooped her up right into bed. Whatever it is, it can wait. It's nap time. I'm not sleepy. I don't want to sleep. Shen Buyu tried to get away, but it was too late. I wasn't letting her go. But I'm sleepy, and I can't sleep without you. Just take a nap with me. Please, wifey? When she didn't react, I called out to her a few more times. Shen Buyu just froze there, completely stunned. I chuckled, then pulled her into a tight hug and drifted off to sleep. The very next morning, after I woke up, I asked her straight away. Did you see the messages on my phone? No, I didn't. Shen Buyu flatly denied it, but I saw right through her lie. You're lying. Look me in the eye and say it. Feeling cornered, Shen Buyu finally told the truth. I just glanced at it. I only saw a few words. I knew it. I pulled out my phone. So this is what you've been so upset about. Shen Buyu shot me a glare. I looked at her reaction, smiled a little, and then looked at her with pure sincerity. Shen Buyu, in my heart, Fang Shu's heart, there is only you. Meanwhile, later that night, at the in-family home, Uncle sat on the couch, sighing heavily. What are we gonna do? My brother-in-law absolutely refuses to help me now. I might as well just jump off a building, so I don't drag you all down with me. Auntie shot up from her seat, absolutely furious. Hands on her hips, she snapped. You're gonna jump off a building? What good is jumping gonna do? We've already blown through our entire life savings. Do you want us to starve out on the streets? And here I was counting on you to strike it rich. You hit one little bump and suddenly you want to end it all. Use your brain for once. Uncle's face lit up as he stood up, eagerly grabbing Auntie's arm. Honey, you've got an idea? Quick, tell me what we should do. Auntie raised an eyebrow and smirked. You idiot, the reason you can't borrow any money is because he's just your brother-in-law. Blood is thicker than water. But if Fang Shu goes to ask for a loan, well, that changes everything. Uncle caught on instantly, practically jumping with excitement. Honey, you are an absolute genius. I'll call Fang Shu right now. He always does exactly what we tell him. With that, he pulled out his phone. Meanwhile, to get back on Lu Jiaoyao's good side, and Lan had treated her to boba tea and a movie. By the time they reached her neighborhood gate, Lu Jiaoyao turned around and looked at him. And Lan, thank you so much for watching that movie with me. And Lan looked back at her with a gentle, loving expression. I really loved that movie, too. Though, I wasn't too thrilled with the ending. I can't believe the main guy ended up losing his first love. What a massive shame. Lu Jiaoyao sighed in pity. It really was a shame, and super frustrating. If I ever fell in love, I'd stay entirely devoted to them forever. And Lan gave her a soft, sweet smile. Lu Jiaoyao, head on inside. I'll stay right here and watch you walk back. Lu Jiaoyao spun around and headed home, absolutely thrilled. But the moment her back was turned, and Lan's expression turned stone cold. Just gotta endure this for a few more days. Once I ship Fang Shu and Lu Jiaoyao out of the country, Shen Buyu will finally be mine. Back in the bedroom, Shen Buyu hugged me from behind, looking incredibly vulnerable. Fang Shu, why aren't you holding me to sleep anymore? I didn't dare admit that I had chickened out. I completely failed to flirt with her this afternoon. And ended up getting played so hard my head was spinning. Shen Buyu was calling out pitifully right behind me. Fang Shu, it finally hit me. Shen Buyu was just faking it. But, hearing her voice still broke my heart. Thinking about everything she silently did for me in our past life. I just couldn't help but ache for her. I kept thinking, back then. She must have been so utterly desperate. No wonder her legs got worse later on. She just completely gave up on her treatment. Thinking about it now, she didn't just give up on getting cured. She completely gave up on herself and everything else. The moment that thought crossed my mind, I couldn't hold back anymore. I turned around and pulled Shen Buyu into my arms. Shen Buyu, no matter what happens from now on, you can never, ever give up on your life. I need you to stay alive and well. Promise me, please? But Shen Buyu just looked completely nonchalant. Then kiss me, and I'll promise you. I completely missed the strange shift in her mood. Without a second thought, I held her tight and planted a deep kiss on her lips. She froze for a second. But then, the very next moment, he completely turned the tables and took control of the kiss. And honestly, I didn't even have the will to pull away. I just let her do whatever she wanted. A few moments later, Shen Buyu leaned in and whispered softly against my ear. Or else I'll go completely crazy. And when that happens, God knows what I might do. My heart skipped a beat. Suddenly, I realized she was dead serious. She might actually do something insane. Just thinking about it made me instinctively shiver. But I regretted it instantly. That knee-jerk reaction happened way too fast. Shen Buyu was definitely going to take it the wrong way. I immediately pulled her back into my arms, staring deeply into her eyes, desperately trying to clear up any misunderstanding. Shen Buyu, we are going to be together forever. I will never, ever leave you. Her eyes flickered slightly at my words, and then she slowly nodded. Okay, just remember what you promised me today. At the time, I had absolutely no idea what Shen Buyu was actually plotting in her head. The next morning, after washing up and heading downstairs, little Xiao Dao saw me and looked at me with so much concern. Big brother, what happened to your mouth? I slapped a hand over my lips in a total panic, looking down at her as I scrambled for an excuse. Big brother just accidentally bit his lip, that's all. I'm really sorry, but I have to go to school today. So I won't be able to drop you off at kindergarten. Thankfully, my little sister was super understanding about it. It's okay, whenever Big Brother has free time again, you can take me to school then. Meanwhile, Shen Buyu had gone back to her usual silent self, rolling her wheelchair into the room. But Xiao Dao's sharp little eyes immediately caught something off about her too. Big sister, what happened to your neck? I choked on my own spit and started coughing violently. My little sister really had a knack for dropping absolute bombshells. Even my dad, who was right in the middle of eating breakfast, slowly turned his head to stare at Shen Buyu's neck. Right after, he awkwardly started coughing too. Fang Xiaotao's eyes darted suspiciously between Shen Buyu and me. Then, I heard her let out an "oh." Sister, did you and Big Brother get into a fight? Her words left me completely speechless again. It really wasn't a big deal to begin with. But now that my little sister brought it up, it sounded so much more suggestive. I felt incredibly awkward right then, so I started eating faster. I just wanted to escape the dining table as quickly as possible. Shen Buyu, on the other hand, stayed completely silent. Not a single blush, not a skipped heartbeat. My skin just isn't thick enough. I seriously need more practice. I kind of admired her for it. After scarfing down my food, I immediately ran upstairs to grab my books. And then, I left the house. Meanwhile, in the living room, just as my dad was about to leave for work, Shen Buyu stopped him. Dad, I want to move out with Fang Shu. My dad thought about it for a moment. Are you sure? Shen Buyu looked at him seriously and nodded. Yeah, we've already bought the house. My dad stayed quiet for a bit, then let out a sigh. Since you've already bought a place, I guess you two have made up your minds. Then go ahead and move out. Just make sure to come back and visit your mom and me when you have time. Shen Buyu nodded again. Thank you, Dad. Fang Shu and I will come back to see you both. My dad looked at Shen Buyu with a truly earnest expression. Buyu, I've completely spoiled Fang Shu. It's going to be hard on you, but please be patient with him. Dad, don't worry. I will treat Fang Shu very well. Hearing Shen Buyu say that, my dad smiled and went back to his room. He believed she would keep her promise. School, I slapped on a fake smile and answered my uncle's call. What are you up to? You haven't been to your uncle's house in ages. Don't you miss your uncle and auntie? Hearing that, I sneered internally, but I didn't turn him down out loud. I'm at school. I have classes today. Then how about I come over to your place for dinner tonight? Great, great. Focus on your classes then, your uncle won't bother you anymore. The second I hung up, my face turned ice cold. Miss them? Yeah, right, I wish they were dead. Acting all sweet on the phone. They just see me as someone easy to use. Some family they are. On the other side, at the In family's house, my uncle hung up the phone, absolutely thrilled. Looking at his face, my aunt knew the plan had worked. Now, they just had to put on a good performance tonight. Back at school, I gave a sarcastic smirk and dialed my home number again. The call connected, and it was Shen Bayu's voice. "What's up?" I was a little surprised. I hadn't even said a word, yet Shen Buyu already knew it was my call. But I didn't dwell on it. "Could you tell Mom for me? I won't be coming home for dinner tonight." But as soon as those words left my mouth, the other end of the line went dead silent. I frowned. "Shen Buyu, did you hear me?" But she just gave a faint and hung up on me. I scratched my head, feeling completely confused. What on earth was wrong with her? Meanwhile, in the living room, Shen's mother walked out of the kitchen. Was that Fang Shu on the phone? What did he say? Shen Buyu brushed it off, saying it was just about school stuff. Then, she rolled her wheelchair upstairs and dove straight back into her world of coding. A little tracking app, designed specifically to monitor my every move, was born. She stared at her screen, a chilling smile creeping onto her lips. "Fang Shu, this little game of ours is just getting started." Back in the classroom, I sneezed out of nowhere. Am I catching a cold? The girl sitting next to me handed over a pack of tissues. I smiled and thanked her, suddenly realizing she looked kind of familiar. I couldn't remember her name to save my life, though. But what I never could have expected was that someone would snap a photo of this exact moment and post it on the school's confession wall. The rumors blew up almost instantly. And yet, as the guy in the photo, I was completely clueless. Back at the house, Shen Buyu was secretly stalking my school's message board, and her eyes locked onto that photo. Seeing me smile at another girl felt like a stab to her chest. Within minutes, she hacked into the system and pulled up everything on her. A girl from a dirt-poor family who fought tooth and nail to get into a top-tier college. She even had a bedridden mother at home. Shen Bayu's gaze turned dark and dangerous. She was convinced that this girl was definitely hitting on me on purpose. Meanwhile, on my way to my uncle's house, it finally hit me. I remembered exactly who she was. She was the older sister of the accountant who eventually helped Lu Jiaoyao embezzle all of our family's money. That's right, the accountant's sister. I had crossed paths with that accountant in my previous life. She was holding a picture of her older sister, screaming at the top of her lungs that I was a murderer. She accused me of using my power as the Fang family heir to destroy her sister with vicious rumors. Until she couldn't take it anymore and jumped off a building. I slammed on the brakes. I whipped out my phone in a panic. If I remembered correctly, her sister died right around this time of year. But I swear I had absolutely nothing to do with it, and when I looked at my screen, my jaw dropped. Someone was already spreading toxic rumors about her on the school forum. And according to these posts, I was the mastermind pulling all the strings. One glance was enough to tell me someone was framing me on purpose. They wanted to use my name to bully this poor girl to death. The sickest part was, when it actually cost a life in my past life, the real culprit pinned the whole thing on me. And that was exactly why her little sister came after me for revenge. Knowing all this, there was no way in hell I could just sit back and watch. I frantically drove to the nearest internet cafe and managed to scrub the post from the web. Back at the house, Shen Buyu noticed the thread had suddenly vanished. She instantly realized someone had hacked into the school's network and deleted it all, but for a hacker like her, it was all child's play. Super quick, she managed to make the post reappear on the campus wall. At the internet cafe, I was just about to shut down and leave, but then I noticed the post had suddenly popped back up. I hurriedly sat back down and got to work, but the other side was always one step ahead. I was absolutely furious. After studying computer science for so many years, I actually lost to a total stranger. They seemed dead set on going toe-to-toe with me, and they were better than me. I knew I had met my match. Shen Buyu, are you busy right now? Could you do me a huge favor? Not busy. What's up? Help me delete a post. I'll send it to you in a bit. I'll buy you dessert when I get back. Are you trying to bribe me with dessert? Is that a no? I'll come back early and buy you whatever you want. What are you craving? Where are you heading? I didn't think much of it and just told her the truth. I said I was heading to my uncle's house. After hanging up the phone, I immediately sent the post over to Shen Buyu. After walking out of the internet cafe, I drove straight to my uncle's place. Meanwhile, at her home, Shen Buyu opened the post, only to realize this was the exact same post she had just been fighting over. This left her completely baffled. Well, she would just have to wait for Fang Shu to get back to ask him what was going on. At the in-family home. Fang Shu, you're here. Your auntie has missed you to pieces. It's been almost 1 week since I last saw you. Look at you, your poor little face has gotten so thin. I sneered inwardly. That woman's cooking is nowhere near as good as yours, auntie. Your food is still the absolute best. Then you had better eat a lot later. I originally thought I'd at least get a decent meal out of this. But the moment I looked, the table was covered entirely in plain greens. And they were all rotten cabbage leaves, at that. Looks like they're planning to play the poverty card with me. Going all out for the performance, huh? Fang Shu, I'm sorry you have to see this. It's all your useless uncle's fault. The funding for his recent investment project completely collapsed. We had to drain all the family's money just to cover it. Now, we can only afford to eat these scraps. Please don't be disgusted, okay? Hurry and try your auntie's cooking. As my aunt said this, she overly eagerly placed food in my bowl. I pushed my bowl forward. Auntie, what exact project did uncle invest in? How did he lose so much money? What are you guys going to do from now on? What else can we do? No matter what we have to eat, we still have to keep on living. But the worst part is, even emptying out my and your uncle's life savings wasn't enough to fill the hole. People will definitely be knocking on our door to collect debts soon. Sob, we're planning to sell this house, too. We'll pay back whatever little we can. Fang Shu. Don't come looking for me and your uncle anymore, okay? We don't want the debt collectors targeting you. Seeing my aunt getting more and more worked up, my uncle immediately stepped forward and hugged her. Stop crying, no matter what, I won't drag you and our son down with me. When the time comes, I'll just jump off a building. Then this debt will be over and done with. They won't dare collect the debt after that. You and our son just have to live a good life. As uncle said that, he made a move toward the balcony. Aunt immediately rushed forward in a panic and grabbed hold of him. Please, don't do anything stupid. We can just pay off the debt together. I sat at the dining table watching their little performance, my heart full of mockery. Seeing how well they played off each other, they must have rehearsed this well in advance. Well then, if they want to act, I'll act too. So I immediately rushed over and grabbed Uncle's hand too. Uncle, you absolutely cannot do anything foolish. How much money do you still need? Hurry up and ask our relatives and friends to lend you some to tide you over. Have you tried borrowing from my dad? Right after that, Uncle let out a heavy sigh. I already went to your dad. He said the company needs funds for its own cash flow, so he doesn't have any extra money. After that, I successfully tricked them into revealing the exact amount of money they were trying to scam out of me. 1.5 billion, talk about a daylight robbery. Back when I was naive and stupid, I thought they just wanted to borrow a few tens of millions. I never expected it to be this much money. No wonder my dad wanted to sell off the company's profitable projects. A smirk crept onto my face. Since you guys are so desperately short on cash, I want to see just how much you are willing to bleed for it. So, I said, Auntie, I know a friend who specializes in buying and selling second-hand luxury goods. Let's go and sell all those things you bought before. We might even be able to scrape together some more cash. To improve your meals, Auntie gave a forced, awkward smile. Fang Shu, dear, those things of mine aren't worth much money at all. I think we should just forget about it. But I had no intention of letting her off the hook. Don't say that, you can rest assured, Auntie. This is my friend we're talking about, they won't rip me off. We can definitely get a good price for them. The things I bought for you and my cousin before cost hundreds of thousands. Even if we sell them used, they'll still be worth quite a bit. Just look at the kind of life you and Uncle are living right now. The food is so terrible. You can't let your health go bad. If we sell those things, you'll at least be able to eat a decent meal. Once Uncle starts making money again in the future, you'll be able to buy whatever good stuff you want. Before Auntie even had the chance to stop me, I pushed her into the room and started taking inventory. As I stuffed the items into a bag, I kept chattering on about how we'd sell them. And how much we could get for them. Meanwhile, Auntie was secretly sneaking them back out. The moment I noticed, I quickly snatched them back. Auntie, this is the most crucial time. We all need to pull together and work as a team. 1.5 billion. I don't even know how much money Dad will be able to pull together. I'll try my best to borrow some. Later on, I'll even sell my own valuables. Let's work together to help Uncle get through this crisis. However, listening to my words, Auntie could only curse at me in her head. Then, with great reluctance, she placed her designer bags into the bag. Seeing this, I immediately started praising her. Now that's the spirit, Auntie. We'll work hard together. Catching a glimpse of Auntie's expression, I felt a surge of secret satisfaction. I didn't even bother eating dinner. Just grabbed the 2 giant bags and quickly slipped away. Back at my house, Shen Buyu was sitting by the window. Seeing my car driving back from a distance, a warm smile appeared on her face. She rolled her wheelchair downstairs to meet me. She went to the living room, pretending to watch TV. Soon after, I pushed the door open and walked in. Smiling, I playfully dangled the dessert right in front of her. I'm home. I bought you some dessert. Wanna try a bite? A warm smile spread across Shen Bayu's face as she asked, "What's got you in such a good mood? Did your uncle whip up something delicious for you again?" I walked over and sat down right beside her. I actually skipped dinner, just so I could rush back and see you. Then what are you craving? I'll go make something for you. Hearing that, I immediately jumped up and headed straight for the kitchen. You don't need to cook. I'll just go scavenge for something quick in the kitchen. But the second I stepped into the kitchen, I saw Shen Buyu rolling right in after me. Quickly pushed her wheelchair back out, saying, "What are you doing in here? Go wait for me upstairs. I'll be right up as soon as I grab a bite. Let's not wake up Mom and Dad." Shen Buyu looked up at me with dead serious eyes. I'm hungry too. While you were out, I just didn't have much of an appetite. I looked at Shen Bayu's expression, feeling a bit caught off guard. The way she looked right now. Why was it so incredibly cute? But, well, since Shen Buyu was hungry too, I couldn't just boil a couple of eggs. I poked my head out from the kitchen and asked, "I'll make you some noodles. How much do you want?" Shen Buyu nodded gently, "Just a little bit, please. If I eat too much this late, I won't be able to sleep." Hearing this, I chuckled to myself. Turns out she wasn't actually hungry. She was just afraid I'd see right through her. Then just have a tiny bit, and drink some soup. I flashed her an okay sign, then spun around to get to work. Once the noodles were ready, I carried the bowls over to the dining table. In Shen Bayu's bowl, there was just a single egg, a few strands of noodles, and half a bowl of broth. She happily sat there, keeping me company as we ate. Upstairs, Fang's father quietly slipped back into the bedroom. Seeing him return, Shen's mother asked, "Who's down there? Is Fang Shu back?" Fang's father nodded, looking absolutely thrilled. "Yeah, the 2 lovebirds are downstairs having a late-night bite. Fang Shu has truly grown up since getting married. He isn't pushing Buyu away anymore. It might actually be a good thing if they move out." Shen's mother looked at him in confusion. "Move out?" she asked. "Yeah, Buyu came and talked to me about it this morning. So stop your worrying. Who knows, maybe we'll be holding our grandchild before we know it." Hearing this, Shen's mother didn't say another word. Meanwhile, downstairs, seeing that we were mostly finished, Shen Buyu brought up a new idea. "Let's move out," she said. I stared at her, totally confused. "Why do you suddenly want to move out?" Shen Buyu looked down at her hands, softly saying, I want a home that belongs solely to the 2 of us." "What do you think?" That definitely piqued my curiosity. "Well, where exactly would we move to? It's not far from here. Just halfway up the mountain across from us." My eyes went wide. "Wait, isn't that a private villa estate?" Shen Buyu looked up with a sweet smile. I bought it." I shot her a deeply suspicious look. "Where did you get all this money?" "I earned it myself, of course. Don't worry, I have more than enough to take care of you." That was when it hit me. I had completely underestimated Shen Buyu. I never expected her to be worth hundreds of billions so soon. Just how many secrets did she have that I didn't know about in my past life? "So, when are we moving out?" Shen Buyu gently took my hand. "Let's move out tomorrow, okay?" I nodded. "Okay, I actually don't have any classes tomorrow afternoon." Shen Buyu was so thrilled, she planted a big, sudden kiss right on my lips. I froze for a second, then immediately pulled her into my arms and kissed her back. Shen Buyu didn't resist at all. She just closed her eyes. A few minutes later, I smiled at her. "You go on upstairs first. I'll be right up." But Shen Buyu didn't budge. She just stood there, warmly watching me tidy up in the kitchen. Seeing this, I had to speed up and quickly finish washing the dishes. I gently nudged Shen Buyu upstairs. Once we were back in the bedroom, we both washed up and crawled right into bed. Under the covers, Shen Buyu snuggled straight into my arms. Holding her soft, warm body against mine, I just couldn't fall asleep. I whispered softly, "Shen Buyu." But she didn't answer. It seemed like she was already fast asleep. I let out a helpless sigh. Whatever, she's my wife, after all. I should just let her rest. Meanwhile, at the in-family home, Lan came back, only to find that his precious collection was completely gone. He let out a furious scream. "Mom, where is all my stuff?" My aunt stomped over, looking incredibly annoyed. "What are you yelling about? You're not the only one who lost things." And Lan felt like he was going to lose his mind from anger. "Mom, what the hell did you do?" His mother then told him everything that had happened. Hearing this, a cold sneer flashed in Lan's eyes. "How about I pay my uncle's house a visit tomorrow?" "Yeah, go over there and put some pressure on Fang Shu." The very next morning, I opened my eyes, grabbed my phone to check the time, and panicked. Oh crap, I'm gonna be late. Today's lecture was with that super strict professor. He takes roll call right before every single class, and attendance is tied directly to our final grades. I scrambled out of bed, washed up in a panic, and bolted downstairs like a madman. Seeing me, my dad quickly waved me over. "You haven't even had breakfast yet." But I dashed out the door without looking back. "I'll skip it, there's no time." My dad shook his head with a chuckle. This kid, since when is he so eager for school? Meanwhile, at the dining table, Shen Buyu had noticed how seriously I was taking my studies lately, and she couldn't help but feel a little flutter of joy. Could it mean he doesn't want to go abroad anymore? After breakfast, Shen Buyu went back to our room and started setting her plans in motion. Checking the school security footage. At school, I finally made it into the classroom right as the bell rang. But I realized I'd forgotten to grab my textbook for the next class. I thought about it, and figured I had to ask a younger girl from school who had a free period to swing by my house and grab it. Then I texted Shen Buyu, asking her to just leave the book outside the door. Back at the house, even though Shen Buyu didn't really like dealing with strangers, she figured it was a friend of mine, so she actually wanted to be nice and open the door to greet them. But the moment she saw the figure standing outside the front gate, she completely lost all interest in being welcoming. Why was it a girl? What exactly was her relationship with me? The younger girl, completely oblivious to what was going on, just grabbed the book hanging from the door handle and left. Upstairs, Shen Buyu sat frozen in her wheelchair, her mind already racing, overthinking everything. Meanwhile, at school, I had no idea that Shen Buyu was back home, scrolling through the campus message board, keeping a close eye on any gossip about me. Soon enough, the whole morning flew by. I rushed straight home after class. By the time I got there, Shen's mom had already finished cooking lunch. After eating, I started pushing Shen Buyu in her wheelchair. As we walked, I asked, "Shen Buyu, since I wasn't home, did you manage to pack up your things?" Sitting in her wheelchair, she replied, "I was actually pretty busy this morning, too. Let's just sort and pack everything up together later." "Sounds good. I'm going to have to trouble you with this. I've got quite a bit of stuff. Let's just get it all sorted out first, and then we can take our time moving it." Shen Buyu smiled and nodded. "We'll do it together." We teamed up and split the work in the room, getting everything packed up in no time. The movers showed up at our door and took all of our stuff away. Meanwhile, I drove Shen Buyu over to our new place. At the front door of the villa, seeing Shen Buyu and me, Mrs. Liu stepped out to greet us. With a massive smile on her face, she said, "Welcome home, sir and ma'am." I was a little taken aback. Being called sir like that really made me feel like I was officially the man of the house now. "What's wrong? Do you not like being called that?" I quickly waved my hands. No. I'm just a little unused to it, that's all. It's totally fine, you'll get used to it soon enough. Oh, by the way, this is Mrs. Liu. She'll be taking care of our daily meals in the house from now on. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Liu. We'll be in your care from now on. Oh, it's no trouble at all. It's what I'm here for. Why don't you two sit down and rest for a bit, sir and ma'am? I'll take the guys upstairs to help bring your things in. As Mrs. Liu said that, she started directing the movers to bring everything into the master bedroom. Smiling, I pushed Shen Buyu over to the sofa in the living room. "All right, ma'am, come take a seat." Welcome home, sir. We looked at each other and shared a warm smile. Then she snuggled right into my arms, looking up into my eyes so seriously. You promised we'd never get a divorce. As long as you never leave me, I promise I'll always be good to you. Ah, are you overthinking things again? This is our home from now on. Where else would I go? Our home. All of our things have been moved into the master bedroom. I pushed the door open, only to be completely surprised. The layout here was exactly the same as our old place. Shen Buyu walked over, looking at me expectantly as she asked, "Well, how is it? Do you like it?" "I love it. Shen Buyu, I've realized that marrying you in this lifetime is the absolute best thing that's ever happened to me. You are the most beautiful, wonderful woman in the whole world. Compared to you, I honestly feel like I don't even deserve you. No, to me, you are the most precious person in the world." Just then, Auntie Lu's voice suddenly called out from outside the bedroom. "Sir, there's a young man at the door claiming to be your cousin looking for you." I frowned. How did he find us here? I told Shen Buyu to stay upstairs, and went down to open the door. As soon as Lan walked in, his eyes started darting all over the place. "Where's the cripple, Lan? I think I've already warned you about this. From now on, you call her your sister-in-law. If you ever disrespect her like that again, don't bother coming back." Hearing this, Lan's face instantly flushed bright red. "I'm sorry, cousin. I just didn't expect you to stop hating her after you guys got married. You used to force me to call her a cripple right along with you." Hearing him say that, I was completely speechless. This Lan really knew how to shift the blame. When did I ever call Shen Buyu a cripple? I looked at him with my guard up. "Why are you here?" But Lan just glanced up at the second floor. "I just came by to remind you about your date with Lu Jiaoyao tomorrow." I frowned, and glanced back upstairs. Sure enough, I caught a glimpse of Shen Buyu's back. But I had nothing to hide. If Shen Buyu heard it, so be it. Lan looked around the villa, his expression suddenly shifting. "Cousin, have you talked to uncle about helping us borrow that money yet? My family has debt collectors showing up at our door right now. How about you let me stay here with you? Please, I'm begging you." "I'm sorry, Lan. Shen Buyu doesn't really like being around outsiders. But cousin, how am I an outsider? We're practically brothers. This place is huge, I can just stay here and keep you company." I sneered coldly in my head. "You're better off going back and spending time with your parents. Once you get married, you won't have many chances left. But those debt collectors keep showing up at the house. I'm terrified. You're my own flesh and blood, cousin. You can't just leave me out to dry. Then you definitely need to stay home. At times like this, a family needs to support each other and stick together. You're such a good, responsible guy. I know you wouldn't just abandon your parents like that." Lan was completely at a loss for words. "I won't keep you here any longer. You should head back now, so your mom doesn't worry." Hearing me say this, Lan stood up in a huff, desperately trying to hold back his anger. After a quick goodbye, he left the villa. Once he was gone, my expression instantly turned cold. Still trying to crash at my place. Does he really think I'm the same old Fang Shu? Heading up to the second floor, I smiled and hugged a spaced-out Shen Buyu from behind. "Shen Buyu, everything is all sorted out." Shen Buyu froze for a second, then snapped back to reality. She gently pushed my hands away. "It's getting late. Go wash up and get some sleep." Was she really mad about what Lan said earlier? I hurried after her and held onto her wheelchair. Crouching down in front of her, I reached out and gently stroked her cheek. "What's wrong? Are you mad at me?" Shen Buyu turned her face away. I looked at her with a teasing smile. "Oh, I get it. You just wanted me to kiss you." Shen Buyu froze again, but before she could even say a word, I leaned right in. I planted a few kisses on her cheek. "Is that enough? Feeling any better? Still mad?" The tips of Shen Buyu's ears turned bright red, and she let out a soft hum. Seeing that I had successfully coaxed her, I happily went to wash up. The next day, after having breakfast, I was pushing Shen Buyu around the villa. "Shen Buyu, what's this empty room for?" Shen Buyu's face flushed red. She cleared her throat. This is the nursery." "Only one nursery? Don't you think just having one kid is a bit too few? My goal was to have 3 kids with Shen Buyu." Hearing what I said, Shen Buyu's face turned even redder. It's fine, there are still plenty of rooms here. We can always remodel them later. I completely missed her flustered reaction, and felt relieved hearing that. Awesome, let's go check out the rest of the place. I kept pushing her along, and we arrived at a massive study. Looking at the layout inside, I couldn't help but praise it. You really did think of everything. Putting a bed in here is a great idea. Later on, if we get tired from working or reading, we can just lie down and take a quick nap. I didn't realize at all that Shen Buyu might have had some other intentions for it. After touring the place all morning, Shen Buyu suddenly asked me, "So, what do you think? Is there anywhere else that needs remodeling?" "It's perfect, there's nothing I want to change right now." Suddenly, my eyes caught the garden not too far away. "Did you have someone plant all those flowers in the garden?" "Yeah. I just had them plant whatever. If you don't like them, we can just pull them out and plant something else." I noticed her eyes darting away nervously as she spoke. I chuckled to myself. Even though Shen Buyu didn't say it out loud, I knew deep down that she had always been quietly paying attention to me. No need for that, I really love them all. By the time we finished touring the villa, it was already noon. After lunch, I pulled Shen Buyu along for a nap. She fell asleep almost as soon as she lay down, while I laid beside her, scrolling through my phone for a bit. It was Saturday, and it was almost time for the meetup. I stayed in bed with Shen Buyu a little longer, then quietly slipped out to change my clothes. Before heading out, I called out to Auntie Lu. "When Shen Buyu wakes up, just let her know that I stepped out for a bit, but I'll be right back." I was about halfway there when Lan suddenly called me. He told me the location had changed, and we were meeting at a karaoke lounge instead. I drove over to the lounge. The moment I walked through the doors, I saw Lu Jiaoyao and Lan sitting pressed right up against each other. Seeing them like that, I let out a cold laugh in my head, and Lan quickly jumped up and pulled me to sit right between him and Lu Jiaoyao. I felt absolutely sick to my stomach, so I immediately stood back up and moved to sit on the other side. "Cousin, why don't you and Lu Jiaoyao sing a duet?" And Lan was trying so hard to push Lu Jiaoyao and me together, even going out of his way to put on a romantic duet for us. I immediately waved it off. "No thanks, my throat's been bothering me the last few days. You two go ahead, I'll just sit here and listen." When Lu Jiaoyao saw how cooperative I was being, her annoyed expression softened right up. She immediately shot Lan a look of pure joy, before glancing eagerly at the microphone. Watching this entire act unfold, I just felt a wave of absolute disgust. Thinking back to my past life, it made me want to throw up even more. As these thoughts ran through my mind, Lan shifted his gaze nervously when he caught Lu Jiaoyao's eyes. He instinctively stole a guilty glance at me, but seeing me staring blankly down at my phone, he finally breathed a heavy sigh of relief. But little did he know, I was watching their every single move from the corner of my eye. Catching their little secret exchanges, I scoffed to myself. Then, putting on a completely clueless act, I looked up and said, "Lan, hurry up and sing, you too. I'm waiting." Lu Jiaoyao happily started singing the song, and Lan joined in, completely letting his guard down. They sang the love song together, gazing deep into each other's eyes. Totally lost in romance, taking advantage of their distraction, I slipped out my phone and secretly recorded them. Once I got the footage, I slid my phone back into my pocket and took a slow sip of the drink on the table, watching their little performance with an amused smile. After they finished singing, Lan walked over with a big smile and grabbed my arm. "Cousin, let's play a dice game. Whoever loses has to drink." I checked my phone. It was still pretty early, so I decided to play along for a bit, just to see what kind of dirty tricks they'd try to pull next. Soon enough, Lan lost several rounds in a row, downing some juice as a penalty. He stood up and said, "You guys sit tight, I'm gonna go order us some more." But I didn't miss the sly little smirk creeping up the corner of his mouth. Seeing that, I sneered to myself, wow, are they really that desperate to make their move already? I was actually really looking forward to it. While he wasn't looking, I was quick on my feet and swapped my glass with Lan's. Then, I grabbed him tight. "Don't even think about running away. Drink this first." I practically shoved the glass right into his face. Lan had no choice. He forced a smile, and drank it down. But a moment later, I suddenly started feeling incredibly hot. My heart sank. I messed up. I still gave him an opening. But, thank goodness I noticed it early. There was still time. As soon as I realized what was happening, I dashed outside. I need to use the restroom. I rushed into the bathroom and splashed cold water all over my face. But my body was just getting hotter and hotter. I couldn't stay like this. I immediately grabbed my phone to call Shen Buyu for help. As soon as I hung up, Shen Buyu didn't hesitate for a second. She wheeled herself straight downstairs. Outside the villa, her assistant hurried over and opened the car door. "Boss, take me to the karaoke bar on the south side." And step on it. It was the very first time the assistant had ever seen her boss looking so panicked. He quickly started the car. On the way there, Shen Buyu clutched her phone tightly, constantly urging him. "Drive faster." The assistant had no choice but to keep stepping on the gas. Meanwhile, in the restroom of the karaoke bar, I was clenching my jaw so hard, staring dead straight at the door, terrified of making even the slightest sound. I have to hold on. Eventually, Shen Buyu tracked me down using the GPS on my phone. Once we got to the car, Shen Buyu tossed me right into the back seat. Seeing how miserable I was, Shen Buyu hurriedly yelled, "Speed up." The assistant floored it the whole way, and we finally made it home. Shen Buyu used some clothes to tie my hands together, and then dumped me straight into the bathtub. However, the freezing cold water didn't make me feel any better at all. This left Shen Buyu completely at a loss. In a moment of sheer panic, she had to get out of her wheelchair, climb right into the bathtub, and hold me tightly in her arms. When I finally woke up again, it was already 11 o'clock. I held my pounding head and slowly sat up. Last night. What exactly happened last night? Oh, right, I got drugged. Then Shen Buyu took me back home with her. And then, my heart skipped a beat at the thought. Did Shen Buyu and I actually? I immediately jumped out of bed and rushed over to the mirror. Sure enough, my clothes had been completely changed. Right at that moment, Shen Buyu pushed the door open in her wheelchair. "You're awake, come on down and eat." I stared at her blankly, and then, completely bewildered, I followed her downstairs. Once we finished eating, I finally gathered up the courage to ask her, "Last night, did we?" Shen Buyu suddenly paused her drinking. She looked up at me. I honestly thought she was going to avoid the question. But who would have thought? She actually answered me honestly. "Yes, Fang Shu. We're truly husband and wife now." A true married couple, getting a second chance at life. This time, I am finally with Shen Buyu. Together at last, I secretly made a promise to myself. In this lifetime, I will love Shen Buyu with all my heart. I'll build a family with her, and I will never, ever let her feel lonely. Meanwhile, Lan and Lu Jiaoyao were already completely tangled up with each other. But I had no idea. Back at the villa, I came home and saw Shen Buyu sitting quietly in the living room, watching TV. I walked over, and pulled her into my arms. "Shen Buyu, let's go read in the study for a bit." Shen Buyu nodded. When we got to the study, I stood in front of the bookshelf and turned to ask her, "What do you want to read? Want me to grab something for you?" But Shen Buyu just opened her laptop instead. "No thanks, you go ahead. I'll just be on the computer for a bit." Holding a book in my hand, I walked over and sat down right next to her. "Shen Buyu, what's on your mind?" I didn't realize that the exact moment I sat down, Shen Buyu quickly switched her screen. She was secretly checking the security footage from the karaoke bar last night, and she didn't want me to know. She turned to look at me, a calm smile on her face. "What books did you get?" I noticed a lot of them are about literature, computers and math. I just grabbed a random one. Shen Buyu looked at me, her voice warm and soft. "I wasn't sure what kind of books you liked, so I just picked out some on literature. If there's nothing you like, you can make a list and we'll buy some more." I waved my hand dismissively, keeping it casual. "Let's skip it, I'm not really much of a reader anyway. Buying more would just take up space." I glanced over at Shen Buyu. Daydreaming a little, we might as well save that space for children's books. We could use them when Buyu and I have kids in the future. Shen Buyu frowned. "Take up space? Do you think the house is too small? Should we build an extension around it?" I quickly waved my hands. No. It's perfect just the way it is. If it's too big, it'll just feel empty." Right at that moment, the phone rang. After Shen Buyu answered it, she didn't look too happy. I looked at her, asking curiously, "What's wrong?" "Who was on the phone?" Shen Buyu put her phone down. looking at me with a soft expression. Mom called. She said your aunt is causing trouble for her, and she wants us to head back there. I frowned. At a time like this? What does she want with me? Is this about an land last night? With that thought, I put down my book. I stood up. Alright, let's go. The moment we got home, I saw my aunt storming over. She raised her hand to slap Shen Buyu across the face. I snapped to my senses and quickly grabbed her arm. I glared at her coldly. Auntie, if you have a problem, use your words. What the hell do you mean by trying to slap someone the second you see them? My aunt yanked her hand away, looking furious. Fang Shu, I am your aunt. How dare you stop me from hitting this cripple? I frowned and took a step forward, shielding Shen Buyu behind me. Auntie, act like the elder you are. Don't go around calling people cripples the second you open your mouth. Her name is Shen Buyu, and she is my wife. I never want to hear that word from you again. My aunt pointed a trembling finger at me, looking absolutely shocked. Fang Shu, don't let her fool you. She is nothing but trouble. She's exactly like her mother. Just a wicked woman. She hasn't even been married to you for that long. And she's already seduced you into defending her like this. Into talking back to me. I am your own aunt. I looked right at her. My expression perfectly calm. Auntie. You don't need to worry about what kind of person she is. As long as I love her, that's all that matters. From now on, I expect you to show her some respect. Hearing this, Shen Buyu looked at me, her eyes shimmering with emotion. My aunt, however, was trembling with rage. She was so furious she couldn't even speak. I stared her down. Auntie, why exactly did you call us back here? Get straight to the point. My aunt took a deep breath, pointing a vicious finger at Shen Buyu. She is the one who seduced Lan. I looked at my aunt, keeping my tone steady, but inside, I found it hilarious. Shen Buyu being interested in Lan? That was absolutely impossible. This was definitely about whatever happened between Lan and Lu Jiaoyao. Shen Buyu looked up at me, her eyes filled with worry. Seeing this, I gave her a reassuring glance. Then, I turned back to my aunt. Auntie, you need hard evidence for accusations like that. You can't just make things up and call them facts. My aunt just scowled and pulled out her phone, shoving it in everyone's faces. You want evidence, do you? Look at this photo. Lan stayed over at your house last night. And I found these marks on his neck when he got home. I looked at the picture and smirked, just as I thought. Lan really did hook up with Lu Jiaoyao. This was just perfect. It saved me the trouble of setting them up. Now I could just sit back and watch them tear each other apart. I pulled out my own phone and opened the video I recorded last night. Handing it to my aunt. You just believe whatever my cousin tells you? You're really confused. Shen Buyu was sleeping right next to me all night long. How on earth could she seduce him? Just look at this. I recorded this last night while we were out singing at the karaoke bar. Well? My cousin's a pretty good singer, isn't he? My aunt stared at the video, clenching her fists, her face turning pale with anger. I'm so sorry. It seems I completely misunderstood. It's all that Brad and Lan's fault for lying to me. Hurry, tell me, who is this girl? I put away my phone and started introducing Lu Jiaoyao to her. I showered the girl with compliments, making my aunt absolutely thrilled. That little rascal, dating behind my back and not even telling his own mother. He made me cause such a huge scene over nothing. I really am so sorry. Blame your old aunt for being so foolish. I looked at her, my expression completely calm. You're joking, auntie. There's no need to apologize to me. It's not like you did anything to hurt me. But Shen Buyu, after the way you treated her, she's the one you should really be apologizing to, don't you think? My aunt's eyes widened, staring at me in absolute disbelief. Seeing her reaction, my face darkened. If you're going to disrespect my wife like this, then our families should just cut ties from now on. My aunt went pale, gritted her teeth, and walked right up to Shen Buyu. I'm sorry, Buyu. Blame your aunt for being too hot-headed. Shen Buyu just gave her a cold glance, and let out a soft I looked back at my aunt, offering a polite smile as I reminded her. Well, now that everything is cleared up, I won't keep you any longer. Especially after what just happened, you should go home and teach my cousin a good lesson. She nodded quickly, her tone noticeably eager. Yes. You're always so sensible, Fang Shu. I'm going straight home to deal with that useless boy. I'll be taking my leave now. But please, keep your uncle's situation in mind, okay? I nodded, keeping a warm smile on my face as I saw her out. Still expecting my help? Keep dreaming. Once she was gone, I reached out my hand and gently touched Shen Buyu's cheek. My voice was full of concern. Does it still hurt? But Shen Buyu just pushed my hand away and turned her face to the side. I gently grabbed her hand and leaned in closer to her. What's wrong? Are you mad at me for not slapping her back for you? She looked at me, our faces just inches apart, and hesitated for a moment. Before finally speaking up, no, it's not that. I just... When did you find out that Lu Jiaoyao and Lan were having an affair? I looked deeply into her eyes, a bitter smile creeping onto my face. A long time ago. Since my last lifetime, actually. And I paid a terribly painful price for it too. Hearing this, she gripped my hand tightly. Fang Shu. Don't be so sad, Lu Jiaoyao never deserved you anyway. You still have me, don't you? I looked deeply into her eyes and, after a long moment, nodded. Yeah, that's enough. Later that night, at the villa, I was sitting on the balcony admiring the moon when Shen Buyu came out of her room. Fang Shu, what are you doing out here on the balcony? I smiled and pulled her over to look at the moon with me. I've only got 1 month left until break, and then my internship begins. Hearing this, Shen Buyu gave me a look of surprise. Then she broke into a smile. You're not planning to go abroad anymore? I nodded. Then what are your plans after this? Hearing Shen Buyu's question, I stretched my back, and looked right at her as I answered, I'll probably go to the Fang Group. I need to protect my family's legacy, and make sure it becomes a top-tier enterprise in the future. Shen Buyu gave a soft chuckle. Okay. Your father must really want you to join the company too. I stared intensely into her eyes. What about you? Do you want me to go, too? Her expression remained completely calm. As long as you're happy. I have no objections, but I leaned in closer, and kept pressing her. But what about you? What about your happiness? It really doesn't matter to me. If you're happy, then I'm happy. Hearing her say those words, a sudden shiver ran through my entire body. Shen Buyu was always just like this. If I was happy, she was happy. All of her joy and happiness were entirely tied to me. It felt like I was her whole world. I turned around, and pulled her into a tight embrace. You're not allowed to say it doesn't matter. Your happiness is incredibly important, too. I want to make sure you're happy, as well. When I opened my sleepy eyes, I found Shen Buyu holding me tightly, fast asleep. I tried pushing her away a few times to no avail, so I just patted her hand. Shen Buyu, hey, wake up. Let go of me, I can't even breathe. It's still so early. Let's sleep a little longer. No way, I'm gonna be late for school. Come on, hurry up and let go. After a bit of a struggle, Shen Buyu finally, albeit reluctantly, released her grip on me. In fact, by the time I rushed out of bed, and finished washing up, she was already sitting in her wheelchair. Insisting on seeing me off. Why did you get up so early? You don't have anywhere to be. You should have slept in a bit more. Shen Buyu shook her head and wheeled herself closer to me. I've slept enough. Let's head downstairs together. Once downstairs, Shen Buyu and I sat together at the dining table. While eating breakfast, she just couldn't take her eyes off me. I felt a bit shy from her staring, so I glanced at her and said, You'd better eat up. Your food is getting cold. Shen Buyu smiled and picked up the glass of milk from the table. But her eyes never left me. After finishing breakfast, I grabbed my backpack and walked over to Shen Buyu. I'm heading out now. Once you're done eating, go back upstairs and get some more sleep. Saying that, before she could even respond, I leaned down and kissed her on the cheek. Shen Buyu froze, looking up at me with wide, blank eyes. Her hand stopped right in midair. I gently rubbed her cheek, and added with a smile, Have a good rest. I'll be right back as soon as my classes are over. After saying that, I turned around and hurried out the door. Shen Buyu finally snapped out of it and gently touched her kissed cheek. A smile slowly crept onto her lips, and her eyes turned incredibly soft. School was as boring as ever. I just spaced out a bit, and somehow survived the classes. But the moment the bell rang, as I was eagerly rushing outside, a girl suddenly called out my name. Fang Shu, please, wait a second. I turned around and saw the girl who was dragged into that rumor scandal last time. Hey, is there something you need? She scratched her head, her cheeks flushing slightly, and gave me a little bow. It's nothing serious, I just wanted to say, thank you so much for helping me. Oh, don't mention it. I did it for my own sake, too. But honestly, for your own safety, you should probably stay away from me. I really didn't want to get too tangled up with her. Saving her life in this lifetime was just my way of thanking the heavens for my rebirth. Regardless, she insisted, I still have to thank you. I'm so sorry, but I don't have anything to repay you with right now. I just watched in silence as she stood up straight. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I've gotta run, or I'll be late for my part-time job. Thanks again, Fang. After saying that, she turned around and hurried off. However, I barely even heard what she said. I was just frowning, lost in deep thought. Because it suddenly hit me. I needed to track down whoever made that post, and fast. A person hiding in the shadows like that. They're way too scheming. Just thinking about it gives me the creeps. In this lifetime, I absolutely will not let anything happen to my family again. And the Fang Corporation must never fall. Shen Buyu and I are going to live a good life, too. No matter who is lurking in the dark, I won't let them get away with it. When I got back home, pushed the door open, but Shen Buyu was nowhere to be seen. Madame Lu wiped her hands and came out of the kitchen to greet me. The missus went upstairs right after breakfast, and hasn't come down since. Do you think she's still sleeping? Soon, I reached the bedroom door and gently pushed it open. I saw Shen Buyu lying in bed, fast asleep. I backed out quietly and gently closed the door behind me. It's best to let her get a good rest. So, I turned around, went into the study, and started studying. A little past 1 in the afternoon, Shen Buyu rolled her wheelchair downstairs. Seeing her, Auntie Lu went into the kitchen and brought the food to the dining table. Shen Buyu sat down at the table, picked up her chopsticks, and started eating in silence. Auntie Lu stood to the side. She watched her, hesitating for a moment, before finally speaking up. Is sir not going to eat? Hearing the word, sir, Shen Buyu's eyes instantly lit up. She put down her chopsticks, and asked eagerly. Is Fang Shu back? Auntie Lu nodded. He came back around noon. Didn't you see him, ma'am? Shen Buyu hurriedly rolled her wheelchair upstairs. She looked all around the second floor, and finally found me in the study. By this time, I had already fallen asleep slumped over the desk. Shen Buyu smiled softly, slowly rolling her wheelchair closer. The faint sound of the wheels woke me up. Opening my eyes and seeing it was Shen Buyu, I smiled happily. Shen Buyu, you're awake? Shen Buyu nodded, looking at me with such gentle eyes. Yeah, are you hungry? Let's go down and get some food. Ah, sorry. I was planning to read and study for a bit before heading down to eat. But I accidentally dozed off. Shen Buyu didn't blame me at all. It's so easy to get sleepy studying around this time anyway. Shen Buyu, you're so smart. Do you have any good tricks to help me learn faster? Shen Buyu's heart fluttered with joy. In that moment, she completely forgot about her disability. She just felt so incredibly happy to be relied on by the boy she loved so deeply. She gave a soft, warm smile. Okay, let's eat first, and then I'll help you figure something out. I was so thrilled that I pulled her into a tight hug. I'm so lucky to have you. Shen Buyu's face instantly flushed bright red. She quickly cleared her throat to hide her sudden fluster. Alright, let's head down and eat first. I let go and stood up with a bright grin. I rolled her downstairs and over to the dining table. I picked up my chopsticks and kept piling the best dishes onto Shen Buyu's plate. Smiling, Shen Buyu happily ate every single bite I gave her. Watching the boy she loved trying so hard to pamper her filled her heart with absolute bliss. After we finished eating, I rolled Shen Buyu back into the study. Alright, time to help me out. Because in my eyes, Shen Buyu was an absolute genius. She definitely knew how to help. Shen Buyu looked at me and gave a helpless little smile. She got to work in the study. It wasn't long before Shen Buyu printed out some organized notes and placed them right in front of me. Let's get started. After that, she held the papers and gave her full attention to tutoring me. I listened really carefully, too. I just loved Shen Buyu's voice. It sounded so sweet, and to my surprise, I wasn't sleepy at all. As I listened to her explain the key points, everything started making perfect sense in my head. I lost track of time. Eventually, Shen Buyu put the papers down, checked her watch, and said, "Alright?" That's enough studying for today. But I was on a roll. I had finally wrapped my head around it and didn't want to stop now. So I reached out, held onto her, and gave her pleading eyes. Buyu, can you please keep going? Don't rush, learning takes time. We've covered enough ground for today. You might get it now, but you need to let it sink in. Otherwise, you'll just forget it all again. I've got it down, let's just keep going. Then let me give you a few practice problems. If you can solve them, I'll teach you more. I tilted my head back and looked at her with total confidence. Seeing how sure of myself I was, Shen Buyu let out an amused sigh. She grabbed a blank sheet of paper and started writing down some questions. A moment later, she handed the paper over to me. If you can figure these out, we'll keep going. I took the paper and nodded excitedly. You're on. It's a deal. The first few were super easy. I breezed right through them, feeling pretty proud of myself. But when I got to the very last question, I completely froze. I stared at the problem and bit my lip. I definitely celebrated way too early. This one was insanely hard. Shen Buyu sat next to me, watching my struggle. A small smirk played on her lips. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't crack it. So I resorted to flipping through the notes she had made for me. I ran the numbers over and over, but I still couldn't figure it out. Finally, I dropped my pen in defeat and shot her a desperate look. Buyu, this is way too hard. Are you just trying to torture me? Shen Buyu chuckled, picked up the pen, and pointed at the problem to break it down. I'm not trying to torture you. This question is just testing how well you can actually apply what you've learned. Take another close look at it. I leaned in closer and hung on to her every word. Slowly, my furrowed brows relaxed. As she finished, it finally clicked, and I smacked my own forehead. Oh, I get it now. I completely missed the hidden detail. That was so careless of me. Shen Buyu gently rubbed my hand. It's normal to make silly mistakes when you're just starting out. Just practice a few more times and you'll get the hang of it. I nodded, I picked up my pen, and following Shen Buyu's instructions, I worked through the problem again. This time, I finally got the right answer. I happily held up the paper, waving it in front of Shen Buyu. Look, I figured it out. Shen Buyu looked at how excited I was. Her eyes filled with a warm, gentle smile. Great job, looks like you've really got it down. Hearing that, couldn't help but lift my chin with a bit of pride. Of course, just look at who you're teaching. Come on, let's move on to the next part. Shen Buyu shook her head with an amused sigh, and went back to tutoring me. Don't get too cocky, let's keep going. I sat up straight, listening intently and nodding along. Whenever I got confused, I'd ask her right away. Shen Buyu explained everything so patiently, her voice incredibly soft and gentle. She wasn't annoyed in the slightest. Before I knew it, we had been studying until evening. Shen Buyu put down her pen. Let's stop here for today. If we keep going, you'll burn out. I still wanted to keep going, but I haven't learned enough yet. How about just a little bit more? Shen Buyu just shook her head. You need a balance of work and rest. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Just make sure you review everything we went over today, to really lock it in your memory tonight. Even though I was a bit reluctant, I knew Shen Buyu was just looking out for me, so I nodded. Alright, fine, but we definitely have to continue tomorrow. Shen Buyu smiled warmly. Okay, we will definitely continue tomorrow. I stretched my arms out, standing up to loosen my stiff muscles. Then, I looked over at Shen Buyu with a grateful smile. Studying is pretty exhausting, but I really learned a lot today. Thank you so much, Shen Buyu. She looked up at me, her eyes soft and tender. No need to be so polite with me. I'm just happy I could help you. I chuckled and walked up behind her, taking hold of her wheelchair. Come on, let's head downstairs and see if Auntie Lu has dinner ready. I'm starving. Shen Buyu nodded in agreement. Sounds good to me. When we got downstairs, Auntie Lu was already setting dinner on the table. Seeing us come down, she smiled warmly. Dinner is ready. Come and eat. I nodded, and wheeled Shen Buyu over to the dining table. After dinner, I took the initiative to clear the table, carrying the dishes into the kitchen to wash them. Shen Buyu sat on the living room couch, watching my silhouette in the kitchen. She gave a soft, tender smile, and took out her phone. She pulled up a photo of us. In the picture, I was smiling so brightly, and her eyes were crinkled into happy little crescents. This was the picture from this morning, right before I left the house. When I pulled her in for a quick picture, it was also our very first proper photo together. I finished washing the dishes and walked out of the kitchen, only to see Shen Buyu staring at her phone with a goofy little smile. I walked over to her. "What are you looking at? You're smiling so happily." Shen Buyu jumped in surprise, hurriedly hiding the phone behind her back. Her cheeks flushed slightly. Nothing. I wasn't looking at anything. I let out a soft laugh. Reaching out to gently ruffle her hair, I asked, "Were you looking at the picture we took this morning?" Shen Buyu's face grew even redder, and she nodded. She brought the phone back out, holding it up for me to see. "Look, it actually turned out really nice." I leaned in close, taking a look at the photo, then looked at her with a smile. "Yeah, it really did. But you're still the prettiest one." Shen Buyu playfully swatted my hand. "You always know just what to say." I sat down right beside her. Looking into her eyes earnestly, I said, "I'm telling the truth. To me, you're the most beautiful girl in the world." Shen Buyu gazed back at me, her heart melting with warmth. "I'm so glad you're here." I smiled, and gently pulled her into my embrace. "From now on, I'll always stay by your side. I'll never let anyone wrong you ever again." My mind drifted back to my past life, and Shen Buyu sacrificed her life to save mine. But in this lifetime, I swear I'll do absolutely everything in my power to protect her. To protect my family, and to safeguard the Fang group. Shen Buyu leaned against my chest, closing her eyes, feeling an overwhelming sense of safety. She knew that I had changed. I had become gentle, so considerate, and I finally learned how to truly cherish her. No matter what obstacles the future might hold, as long as I was by her side. She wasn't afraid of anything. As the moonlight spilled through the window, we held each other close in this beautifully tender moment. After a long while, I gently patted Shen Buyu's back. "It's getting pretty late. Let's head upstairs and get some rest. You must be exhausted today too." Shen Buyu nodded. Lifting her head from my embrace, she gave a sweet, smiling nod. Once we were back in the bedroom and finished washing up, Shen Buyu and I laid down in bed. I reached out, pulling her close into my arms. Good night, Fang Shu." Meanwhile, somewhere else, and Lan glared furiously at her aunt. "What, Mom? You went to see Lu Jiaoyao without my permission?" My aunt, however, looked completely unfazed. "That's right, I'm your mother. Why can't I go see her? Even had a little chat with her about your wedding." "Mom, how could you do that? What era do you think we're living in? You're still pulling that old school stuff. I don't want to marry her." "Not marry her? Do you have any idea? She might already be carrying your child. Your father and I cannot afford to lose face like this. I'm telling you, go get your marriage certificate with her right now." Hearing this, and Lan instantly panicked. In his heart, he was still thinking about Shen Buyu. If he married Lu Jiaoyao, wouldn't that mean he had absolutely no chance left? So, he just blurted out, "Just drop it, I am never marrying Lu Jiaoyao." Days went by as usual. I was studying hard every single day, and Shen Buyu was always there, patiently tutoring me. One day, after reviewing my notes for over an hour, I felt a bit drained, so I put my notes down. I stretched my arms out. Hearing the rustle, Shen Buyu lifted her head and glanced at me. "Take a break if you're tired." I nodded, walked up behind her, and wrapped my arms around her. "I really am tired. Chat with me for a bit." Shen Buyu reached back, looped her arms around my neck, and looked at me tenderly. "Sure, we can talk about anything." Resting my cheek against her head, I whispered, "I was thinking, once I finish my exams and get my certificate, let's go on a trip. How does that sound? Just the two of us. I want to go with you, Shen Buyu. See the world out there, and make memories that belong only to us." Shen Buyu smiled, leaning in to press a soft kiss to my cheek. "Whatever you say. Once your exams are done, we'll go on that trip. We can go anywhere you want." I looked up at her, beaming with joy. "That's awesome, thank you." Seeing how happy I was, Shen Buyu's heart was also filled with joy. "No need to thank me. As long as you're happy, I'm happy." Shen Buyu and I snuggled together, talking about everything under the sun. That was, until a ringing phone interrupted us. I glanced at my phone and frowned. It was a call from Lan. I looked over at Shen Buyu, really not wanting to pick it up. But my curiosity got the better of me. So, I stepped out of the study and answered the call. The second it connected, I heard Lan's miserable, whining voice on the other end. "Cousin, can I come over to your place? I just got into a huge fight with my mom." Hearing this, I leaned against the railing, wanting to hear exactly what happened. To make this so-called cousin of mine so frantic. You guys had a fight? What happened between you and Auntie? And Lan anxiously started explaining. My mom is forcing me to marry Lu Jiaoyao. But I know you like her, cousin. How could I possibly marry her? I don't even like her. What happened between us was just an accident. Hearing this, I actually found it amusing. The mother and son were actually fighting over marrying Lu Jiaoyao. I had a feeling this would happen. That's just the kind of person Lan is. He has always had his eyes on my Shen Buyu, so how could he ever agree to marry Lu Jiaoyao? However, right now, when it comes to Lan, I still need to keep up the act of being in love with Lu Jiaoyao. So, I replied to him, I see. Then come on over to my place. After hanging up on Lan, I went to find Shen Buyu. About this matter, I still needed to discuss it with her. I returned to the study, looked at Shen Buyu, and told her what was just said on the phone. Lan wants to stay at our house. Shen Buyu frowned slightly, but quickly relaxed her brows. Whatever you decide is fine. I looked at Shen Buyu, not expecting her to hate Lan this much, frowning the moment she heard his name. I stepped forward and naturally hugged her from behind, kissing her on the forehead. Don't worry, I won't let him get anywhere near you. Because, you are my wife, Fang Shu's wife. Hearing this, Shen Buyu felt a sweetness in her heart and nodded happily. Okay, I'll stay far away from him too. Not long after, my aunt called as well. I left the study again and answered the phone. Fang Shu, that boy Lan is just. Forget it, I'll have to trouble you to take care of him for a few days. Please talk some sense into him for me. Don't worry, auntie, I will take real good care of him for you. Hanging up the phone, I stood on the balcony, watching the sunset, and let out a cold sneer. I didn't lie to my aunt. I really will. Take very good care of Lan. Just as I was thinking about my next move, Shen Buyu pushed the door open and came over. I smiled and turned around. Are you done with your work? Shen Buyu nodded and took my hand. Let's go downstairs and have dinner. But I shook my head. Let's wait a bit. We'll eat after Lan gets here. Sit with me for a while, and watch the sunset. Hearing this, Shen Buyu did indeed watch the sunset with me. However, at this moment, I wasn't looking at the sunset at all. My eyes were fixed entirely on Shen Buyu's face, because I realized the sunset was beautiful indeed, but nothing compares to Shen Buyu watching the sunset right beside me. After a while, when the sun finally went down, and Lan pulled up outside the villa, I looked away from the window, glancing down at him as he got out of his car. Alright, Lan is here, let's head down for dinner. When we got to the living room, Lan had already dragged his suitcase inside. The moment he saw Shen Buyu and me holding hands, a flash of pure jealousy crossed his eyes. He hid it quickly, though, putting on a huge, fake smile as he walked over to me. Cousin, man, I've missed you so much these past few days. My mom is getting impossible to talk to. I swear she's hitting early menopause or something. Shen Buyu quietly let go of my hand and backed his wheelchair up a bit. Keeping his distance from Lan, I just poked Lan lightly on the forehead. You, seriously, forget it, I won't lecture you. Just make yourself at home here for now. Things will cool down with your mom eventually. Mothers and sons don't stay mad forever. You're the best, cousin. Lan put on this exaggerated, touching act, but I caught him sneaking a sideways glance at Shen Buyu. I took a step forward, completely blocking his view. Let's eat first. I'll show you to your room later. We walked into the dining room. Shen Buyu was already at the table. I quickly walked over and sat right next to him. There were only 3 chairs set up. Seeing this, Lan had no choice but to sit at the far end of the table. Wow, Auntie's cooking is amazing. Throughout dinner, I kept putting food onto Shen Buyu's plate. We looked like the perfect, loving couple, and I knew it was driving Lan crazy. He sat there watching us, absolutely seething with jealousy on the inside. After dinner, unable to do anything else, Lan shifted his scheming to the room arrangements. He eagerly picked the bedroom right next to the study. What he didn't know, however, was that Shen Buyu was already sleeping in my room now. His little plan was completely useless. The next morning, Lan looked awful. He hadn't slept a wink. That room he picked out? The bed was terrible, nowhere near as comfortable as the one he had at home. And to make matters worse, the windows were jammed shut. It was incredibly hot and stuffy in there. When he saw me stretching, looking completely rested as I walked out of my bedroom, his eyes practically burned with envy. Cousin, I want to switch rooms. I just can't sleep in that one. Hearing this, I looked at the heavy dark circles under his eyes and smirked a little. Ever since Lan set his sights on my house the last time, I had prepared for this. I purposely had that specific room modified, and it looked like my little trap worked perfectly. I quickly put on a fake, helpless expression. Shaking my head, I sighed, "I'm so sorry. But I really don't have any extra rooms in the house. The only one left belongs to Auntie Lou. Unless, I'll talk to her about switching rooms." Hearing this, Lan widened his eyes and shook his head repeatedly. No, forget it. I'd better just keep sleeping in this room." After breakfast, Shen Buyu went to the study, while I pulled Lan into the living room. "What are you thinking? Auntie called me, asking me to persuade you to get your marriage certificate with Lu Jiaoyao." Lan quickly shook his head. "You have to believe me. I really don't like Lu Jiaoyao. What happened between us was an accident. I suspect we were set up." I looked at him, feigning surprise. I thought I was the only one. "I bought a bottle of water on the way here. If your sister-in-law hadn't taken me home in time, I probably would have been doomed too." Hearing this, Lan's face stiffened. What I just said was clearly a slap in his face, but since he was the mastermind behind it, he had no choice but to make excuses for himself. "Right, that's why I ended up like that with Lu Jiaoyao too. But cousin, I don't like her. I won't fight you for her." I looked at Lan, my expression perfectly calm. "Lan, you're my only cousin. Even if you really marry Lu Jiaoyao, I wouldn't mind. After all, what's done is done. And I'm already married to Shen Buyu. Why don't you just listen to Auntie and marry Lu Jiaoyao?" Lan got worked up, frantically shaking his head in protest. "No way, I don't like Lu Jiaoyao. I don't want to marry her." I quickly nodded, playing along with him. Okay. "So what do you plan to do next? It doesn't look like Auntie is going to let this go." Lan looked utterly miserable. "I don't know what to do either." I stepped forward and patted his shoulder. "Lan, if you don't like her, don't force yourself. I still hope you can marry someone you truly love and find happiness." Lan looked at me pleadingly. "Cousin, can you please help me? Tell me, how do you want me to help?" Lan immediately grabbed my arm and begged, "Cousin, could you go talk to Lu Jiaoyao for me? To call off the wedding." I frowned, looking at him with a troubled expression, but Lu Jiaoyao refuses to even see me. Lan hurriedly added, "I'll ask her out under my name. And then you go talk to her for me." Hearing this, I naturally saw right through his little scheme, but I still looked at him, pretending to be confused. "Then why don't you go yourself? If I go, and my mom finds out I secretly met Lu Jiaoyao to break off the engagement, she'll break my legs. But you're different. My mom loves you so much. She won't do anything to you. Please, my good cousin. Just help me out here." I pretended to hesitate for a moment. I finally nodded. "All right then, I'll give it a try, but I can't guarantee it'll work. If Auntie gets mad about this, there is nothing I can do." Lan jumped up in excitement, calling me the best cousin ever. Right after she left, Lan texted Lu Jiaoyao. Meanwhile, I just let out a cold laugh. There was no way I was falling for Lan's tricks. I walked into the study and sat down next to Shen Buyu. "That post I asked you to delete last time, could you help me track down whoever posted it?" Shen Buyu glanced up at me. "What exactly is your relationship with this person?" I looked at her, teasing. "Nothing at all. Are you jealous?" Shen Buyu immediately looked away. She turned her head to the side. "No, I am not." "Then why won't you look at me?" I leaned in and wrapped my arms around her. "She is literally just some classmate. I don't even know her name. She was just nice enough to lend me a tissue. And then she got completely dragged through the mud for it. I am such a kind-hearted guy. I can't just let someone take the blame for my sake, right? So, I figured I would ask my amazing, super talented wife for help." Hearing this, the corners of Shen Buyu's lips curled up slightly. But she quickly forced her smile down and let out a tactical little cough. Then, she brought up what happened that day. About that post from last time. I went ahead and tracked the poster's IP address. You might want to ask around about a classmate named Lin Yunsong. I nodded. I made a mental note of the name. "Alright, I am heading off to school." Later, Shen Buyu was looking at her computer when Lan suddenly pushed open the study door. She called out to her cautiously, "Shen Buyu?" Lan was beaming with a smile. "Shen Buyu, you should take a break. Have some water." Shen Buyu glanced at the glass, her expression turning terrifyingly dark. "You have delivered the water. You can leave now. And one more thing, do not address me by my full name from now on." We are not that close. And Lan let out a soft chuckle. She nodded repeatedly. You are absolutely right, cousin-in-law. The water is still warm, you should go ahead and drink it. So I can take the glass back downstairs. Just leave it right here. I am not thirsty yet. And Lan just laughed. She didn't even take the tray with her, simply leaving the glass of water behind. And turned around to walk out. Shen Buyu picked up the glass and took a small sip. But she didn't swallow it. Instead, she feigned a dizzy spell, while her hands secretly dialed Mrs. Lu's number under the desk. The very next moment,